Every single person that is putting out content on social media is doing a disservice to themselves by not looking at new opportunities and staying open-minded. If you're a realtor and you're not aiming to hit 7 figures per year, you're doing a disservice to not just yourself, but your family and every single person that has believed in you along your journey in real estate. What a lot of people don't realize is that the more you make, the more you can give, as long as you've got the right approach and mentality in business. And the more you make, the more impact you can have on other people, changing lives at scale. But there's one simple principle that you need to understand if you want to hit 7 figures in your business. Now, you might be in a position where you're not even hitting 6 figures right now, but don't worry, I was there 5 years ago, and 5 years later, I started making multiple 7 figures, changed my family's life, changed thousands of agents' lives, and it's the most fulfilling thing ever. But that only happened once I learned this one key principle that nobody was sharing with me before, that genuinely 10x'd my income in 12 months and completely changed not just my life, but those around me forever. So what I'm gonna do is break down this key principle for you in 3 different ways so that you can understand where you might be falling short in your business and the different steps you can take in order to make a change to set yourself on the proven path to success and breaking 7 figures or $1 million every single year. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sherrard with eXp Realty. I train thousands of agents every day to scale the business the modern way, leveraging social media. And today I want to talk about you hitting the goals that you deserve, making 7 figures per year, because I can tell you from experience that it allows you to do so many great things for other people, impact so many lives. And for the people that say money's not important, the only people that say that are people that have no money. The people that actually understand business and life understand that money is important, because with money, you can create impact, you can change lives, and you can do a lot of good for the world as long as that is your goal and your focus, like it is for me. So let's break down this one key principle in 3 different ways so that you can start to get on the path to 7 figures. Okay, so once you understand this principle, your business will change forever, but you really have to think about it. You don't want to skip a single second of this video, because it genuinely could be one of the biggest mistakes in your life when it comes to you achieving your potential. Now, this one principle is leverage. So let me unpack leverage in 3 different ways when it comes to prospecting or lead generation, when it comes to compensation, and when it comes to your personal brand. So starting with lead generation, let me break down how you need to approach leverage in order to get yourself from maybe above or below 6 figures to 7 figures. Now, when I was doing 6 figures per year, I was just relying on door knocking. Now, that doesn't create any leverage, same with cold calling, because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. And what that means is that when I knock on a door, I'm having a conversation with one person. Simultaneously, if I knock on 100 doors, I might talk to 100 people. Now, let's say I'm only door knocking for 3 hours a day, which is what I did, and most people don't even do that. But if you're prospecting 3 hours a day, that means that your business is only growing 3 hours a day. And if you're putting in 10, 12, 18 hours a day into your business because you want to build the life of your dreams, well, your business is only growing a quarter of the time if you're putting in 12 hours and prospecting 3. So what you need to do is start to learn how to create leverage. Now, the next phase of leverage that I created was leveraging Facebook ads, because that allows you to pay in order to reach more people. But that only gets you so far as well, because algorithms change and it's not evergreen in nature. So what that does is when you stop spending money, your business stops growing, and then you start to hit those plateaus again. Now, where I really started to take my business to the next level, went from 6 to 7 figures per year, was when I understood the leverage that YouTube provided. The reason being is that it's evergreen content in nature. So I could either door knock and talk to one person at a time and maybe grow 3 hours a day. I could run Facebook ads and reach thousands of people, but I have to pay to do it. And when I stop paying, that dies. Or I could put out organic content that's evergreen like YouTube, properly learn how to optimize it, and now some of my videos are essentially door knocking every single day, 24/7, 365 for years. I've done videos breaking down Suman's channel as well as many other channels that have helped create, that have done 6, 7 figures per year in GCI. When you look at the amount of views Suman's getting per day, it's essentially like he's prospecting 27 days every 24 hours because of the amount of views that he's getting on his channel, whether he works or not. So whether he's on vacation, spending time with his kids, his spouse, traveling, doing whatever, his business is still growing almost a month every 24 hours because of his optimized YouTube content based on the views that he's getting. So when you start looking at that and you start putting out properly optimized videos that are data-driven in nature using my list of videos, and if you want to see some of the videos that you should be putting out right now, drop a comment below and I'll give you a video that explains that. But it's really important to look at how are you creating leverage in terms of the people that you're getting in front of. Because in real estate, it used to be the more people you know, the more business that you get or that you do. Now we're in an era due to social media where the more people who know you, the more business you're gonna get, because oftentimes you're able to create leverage by leveraging social media and the right platforms in the right way, and you're now able to get thousands of people to know who you are, even if you don't know them, and they can reach out to you based on the content you're putting out. So it is super important to look at how you're generating business, how you're generating leads, and if you're doing it in a way that creates leverage of your time so that you can start to scale and essentially duplicate yourself by leveraging evergreen content. Now, the second aspect of leverage that I started to create came down to compensation. What I mean by that is how you're getting compensated from your brokerage. Now, this is going to be a point in the video where there's going to be some people that are going to let their ego and emotions get in the way, which is why they will probably never make 7 figures. And they're going to say, okay, I know what Mike's going to talk about, and they're going to get it all sad and they're going to leave. So if that's you want to stay closed-minded. You don't want to look at proven opportunities that other people have done and seen success with and proven it time and time again, then you can leave. That's okay. But if you do want to know what you can do to get 7 figures, just listen to the rest of this video, and whether it's for you or not, that's fine. But any successful entrepreneur looks at what others have done to create success and models it. So when it comes to compensation, I was previously at a traditional brokerage. Whenever I closed a deal, I got commission. I transitioned over to eXp Realty. Whenever I closed a deal, I got commission in company stock. Well, at my past brokerage, you can kind of see them right here, the 2 black, little trophies there. I've got a couple of them, but I was a top producer in my past brokerage. Whenever I did a certain amount of volume and became a top producer in my past brokerage, I would get a trophy or a plaque with my name on it, and that's all. Now they're just decorations in the background of my YouTube videos. At eXp, whenever you cap plus 20 transactions, or do 500,000 in GCI, you become an icon agent and get your entire $16,000 cap back for free in company stock, meaning you can make over 100% of your commission. So what I started looking at is how am I getting compensated at the brokerage, and am I getting compensated as much as humanly possible to create leverage of my time? Because if you can put in 8 hours to close 1 client and you get $10,000 in commission, or you can put in 8 hours to close a client, get $10,000 in commission and a certain amount of company stock based on the agent equity program, which is 5% of your commission every transaction towards buying company stock at a 10% discount, or the stock awards that you get based on capping and doing your first deal, you're getting more. So that was one of the big concepts I started looking at, which is how can I get paid as much as humanly possible for the time I'm putting into my business? And for you to say that you just want commission and not commission and stock ownership, that is like you saying you do not want to get compensated as much as humanly possible. You do not want to create leverage of your time and of your income in order to get to the next level of business. So I started looking at this because eXp is not the only one. There's multiple other brokerages out now that do something similar, but it's really important, again, to audit, are you creating leverage of every aspect of your business, which leads to the third part of it, which is your personal brand. So this is where things started getting really crazy for me and genuinely did take my income from $300,000 to $3.1 million in 12 months, creating massive leverage of the time I put into my business. Every single person that is putting out content on social media is doing a disservice to themselves by not looking at new opportunities and staying open-minded. Let me explain. Whenever I was starting to put out content on social media, 2 things happen at my past brokerage, and this will happen to you no matter which brokerage you're at, which state, province, country, continent, wherever you are. This is the case 100% of the time. You're going to put out content, you're going to build your personal brand. You will have some people, a small group of people that will be following you locally, a larger group of people that will be following you in different market centers. Well, what happens when there's people following you locally is whenever they get their license, or if they're unhappy at their current brokerage, they're going to reach out to you and say, well, Mike, just got my license, super excited to get into real estate. Where do you think I should go? And you're going to tell them every single time, your brokerage. If you're at RE/MAX right now, you're not telling them to go to Caldwell, Sotheby's, Century 21, or the agency. You're telling them RE/MAX because that's where you are. You will always do this. Well, if somebody says they're not happy with their brokerage, where do you think you're going to tell them to go? Your brokerage. The only thing is you're going to get nothing for doing that. I helped bring a ton of agents to my past local independent boutique brokerage because whenever agents reached out to me and wanted to be where I was, I said, come over here. Well, I got nothing for doing that, but added a ton of money to the broker. Then you're going to have a whole bigger group of people that are not local. And they're gonna look at you and all the cool content you're putting out and saying, well, damn, I wanna be putting out videos like you. I want to be able to build my brand to look like you. I want to learn from you. Well, if you're at a traditional brokerage, you can't do anything about that. The only thing that you can do is decrease your leverage by becoming a coach, spending more time to coach them. But the whole goal is to get time back, which in essence is creating leverage of your time. So when you start looking at this by partnering with a cloud-based, geographically unrestricted brokerage that is global in nature, now whenever agents reach out to me and say, Mike, how can I be a part of what you're doing, or where should I go, or I'm unhappy where I am, I can now financially prove based on data why this would be the best decision for you and your business and your future when you look at the numbers. And I've done this for people at every single brokerage across North America. And if you want to have a private one-on-one Zoom call with me to talk about that, just click the link in the description. But what you really need to understand is 98% of the agents that I've talked to have joined the company and partnered with my record-breaking group. 100% of them have heard about EXP before and didn't like it. So if 98% are joining after one conversation with me, after seeing not just what EXP offers, but what our unique record-breaking group does, but all of them have heard about it before and didn't like it, where's the disconnect? They didn't hear about it the right way from the right person. So the long story short is now whenever agents from my local market or any market want to be a part of not just what we're doing and asking for advice of where to go, and we can financially prove why this is the best thing, but also when we can give them my top training, tools, resources, all of my social media training for free, daily mastermind calls with 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs, all of my one-on-one support and coaching specifically tailored toward you for free. That allows us to create leverage because now I'm getting compensated through the company dollar, which creates leverage of my brand, which now allows me to make over 6 figures per month, every single month residually, because I'm doing the exact same thing that I did at every other brokerage. The only difference is the amount of the brokerage that creates massive leverage of your brand compensates you fairly for helping the brokerage grow, which other brokerage in the traditional sense do not. And now you can start to see that by creating leverage of your lead generation, leverage of your compensation, and leverage of your personal brand, how you can very quickly go from 6 to 7 figures, which is why my goal is to help 1,000 people to partner with me make $1 million per year. And if you want that to be you, just again, book a call with me and we can chat about what that looks like. But you really need to understand the concept of leverage if you want to take your business to the next level. This is how I did it. There's a million different ways to do it, but I've proven this time and time again with me and many others. And if you would like to know how, again, we can chat. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, drop a comment below. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you hopefully at the $1 million mark.